You are still watching the morning call here on Africanews. Now, in our second leading story, we head to Guinea-Bissau, where the defeated candidate in the recently held presidential elections, Domingos Simões Pereira, is speaking out about procedural irregularities and is proposing contesting the election results. The PAIGC party candidate said the provisional presidential election results released by the National Election Commission did not reflect the popular will expressed in his candidacy. The party leader added that he has sufficient evidence of electoral fraud to present before the courts. Ruth.
Guinea-Bissau, a small country of 1.8 million people, has been in a crisis for the past 4 years because of the disagreement between the PGC and President José Mario Vaz. However, the election was welcomed by observers on the conditions in which it was held. The ruling party's candidate has claimed there was fraud in the elections. Aristides Ocante Da Silva, Minister of State in Guinea-Bissau, joins us to discuss the latest developments in the country. Hello, sir. Would you tell us, did you expect this victory, and how do you react to it?
Vous attendiez-vous à cette victoire d'Umaro Sissoco et comment réagissez-vous à cela?
Thank you very much, and I am reacting with great satisfaction and emotion, because this is truly a historic victory. First of all, it is the confidence in a man who is very young, who had ambitions, political ambitions, and then he wanted to convince us that he is capable of putting all this energy into changing Guinea-Bissau. He was therefore able to show that it's possible for a very young man, which is quite rare in this history of Guinea-Bissau, to step up and assume the functions of the highest state and thus contribute to the development of Guinea-Bissau. His victory is essentially due to, on one hand, to the strength of the people who supported him, and also on the other hand, his victory is due to the driving forces of the nations. As you know, there were a number of political parties, leaders of opposition parties, former candidates who gave their support to Sissoco Embalo.
Sa victoire est due essentiellement, d'une part, à la force du parti qui l'a soutenu, mais aussi, d'autre part, sa victoire est due, disons, aux forces vives de la nation. Comme vous savez, il y a eu un ensemble de partis politiques, leaders des partis de l'opposition, d'anciens candidats qui ont apporté son soutien au général Sissoco Embalo.
Now, Domingos Simões Pereira talked about electoral fraud. What is your reaction to this accusation?
Honestly, I think he must have been very wise because, you know, at this level of politics, when you are a candidate for the presidential elections, you have to have a certain responsibility. You can't talk about fraud when it is your government. It is the PGC government that organized the elections. If we should talk about fraud, it is rather at the level of the census process and the electoral management process, with the creation of a structure that never existed. So these were structures that we had called fraud machines. But I don't think there was any fraud. It's a clear victory. It's the expression of the voice of the people. It's the feeling of the people who expressed themselves. So these are excuses, these are pretexts. There was no fraud, it was clear, and it's more than 40,000 votes. The victory is large and clear. Since the new president, Embalo, does not have a majority in the parliament, he will have to deal with an assembly dominated by PGC. Will he be able to push through his reforms?
Selon vous, à faire passer ces réformes?
As you know, the PGC has a relative majority. It is not a majority that allows them to ensure, that allows him to ensure the decision-making at the level of the parliament and even at the level of the government. So it is a relative majority, and without the support of the party of the candidates who arrived in third position in the first round, and well without its support, the PGC has no majority. So there can be a shift of the majority. If this party, whose leader supported Sissoco in the second round, wins, first of all, it must be said that his party already has a parliamentary agreement with the MADEM and the PRS. So these three parties will constitute the new majority, and this majority can allow President Sissoco to effectively assume the leadership of the authorities of Guinea-Bissau without any problems. And I think that he has listed his priorities, and in Guinea-Bissau, the priority must be the promotion of national unity, which is very important, social justice, without which there is no unity, but also the priority is to support the implementation of major reforms. The state of Guinea-Bissau needs major structural reforms, particularly in the field of justice, defense and security, but also reforms in the public administration and the economic sector.
Mais aussi des réformes au niveau de l'administration publique et du secteur économique.
The aim of this election was to end a persistent political stalemate. Let's hope that Guinea-Bissau will find peace again and that the new president will be able to implement his campaign promises. Thank you, Mr. Aristides Ocante Da Silva, Minister of State in Guinea-Bissau.
Accepté de répondre à nos différentes questions sur Africanews. Je rappelle que vous êtes ministre d'État dans votre pays, la Guinée-Bissau.